أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومن أظلم ممن منع مساجد الله أن يذكر فيها اسمه وسعى في خرابها أولئك ما كان لهم أن يدخلوها إلا خائفين لهم في الدنيا خزي ولهم في الآخرة عذاب عظيم. Dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I recited Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat number 114. This ayat is protecting the mosque and the respect and regards, and Allah is telling us the person who is to create the environment inside the mosque that produce hatred among the Muslims. So the Muslims who are not to come because of the hate atmosphere or the sectarian atmosphere or the situation of disturbance within the mosque that prohibit the Muslims not to come in masjid. So that person is will have the disgrace and insult in this world, and at the day of judgment that will have the greatest punishment. Similarly, at the time of Prophet ﷺ, some people like Quraysh, like Mushrikeen in Makkah, who also produce different type of tactics, and they produce different type of you can say activities to stop Prophet ﷺ and the companion of Prophet ﷺ not to come in battle and in Masjidul Haram and not to pray there. Even they stopped, and so this type of thing is the people what they have done. So Allah said those are the biggest oppressors. They are the very biggest unjust people, and they are the people who produces the disturbance. Similarly, if you look this type of activities in the Masjidul Aqsa, where the Christians they have done the biggest evil practices also. Even they slaughtered the pigs inside the Masjidul Aqsa, and they put some filthy things in that mosque also, and they destroyed some of the part of the Baitul Muqaddas and like Masjidul Aqsa. So these type of things, Allah explains that a person who produce destruction in the mosques or who stops the Muslims not to come in mosque and make the mosque away from and make the people away from the mosque, or produce some atmosphere which is bad for the Muslims, they can't come to masjid, or they are fearful because of the situation or environment that have been produced there. So by some people, the people who can produce, if one person or the group of people who can produce this type of environment, or who stop the people not to come in masjid, or who kick out the people from the masjid and not to bring back to them and their masjid, and some type of even they produce destruction in the masjid, or they can they are not good for the masjid, and they try the Muslims they have not to come in masjid, so that they produce hatred and some type of this type of environment there. And so those people, they are the people doing the biggest sinful activity, and according to Allah's message, they will get disgrace, and they will get insult in this world, and at the day of judgment they will be met with the greatest punishment. So we read first this, then we discuss. Allah said in this ayat, Waman azlamu, Waman, and who, Wa and Man mean who the person, and Waman and the person who, Azlamu mean who do zulm. Zulm mean injustice, oppression, torturing, or disturbance, or producing hateful environment. So these type of things are the meaning of azlamu. So person who is the biggest sinful person before Allah, and that person is like azlamu. So that person is the big person, big sinful person. You can say the more unjust, more oppressor among the other people before Allah. So that one azlamu is that one. So azlamu mean the person who is more unjust, more oppressor, more uh, uh, the bad person before Allah. You can say waman azlamu, and who is the more unjust, who is the more oppressor than that person. Mimman, who, you know, more oppressor than that person who, mimman, who, mana, who prevents, who prevents masajid Allah, who prevents masajid Allah mean Allah's mosque, yazkura, yazkura, that to be mentioned fiha in that one ismuhu, the name of Allah, his name. So a person who tried his best to um, to prevent the Muslims from the masjid. So it mean he stops the Muslims not to come there. Maybe they stop by force or by different type of activities, or this may be by producing the hateful environment, or providing the terrorship environment, or producing the different type of environment, so the Muslims they are not to come in the masjid. So this type of situation, if it is produced by a person or by the community or by the nation or by the group of people, those people they are azlamu, they are the more unjust, they are the more oppressor. So then Allah said they are doing the biggest sinful activity, because the biggest sin before Allah is shirk. And after shirk, this is the second biggest sin, that if a person who stops the people from the masjid, so that they are unable, there is the masjid in which the zikr of Allah is done. So zikr of Allah mean like it's like the people they go in masjid, they recite Holy Quran, they read, they pray Salah, and they learn Islam. They can, even the children they can learn Islam. So these type of activities, when the mosques are closed and these type of activities are stopped, and the zikr of Allah will be stopped, and these type of things possible. So person who is doing this type of activity, that is doing the biggest sinful action. So that person is doing the activity which is the bad, so much bad activity that person will get in response of that, the disgrace in this world, and the punishment, biggest punishment at the day of judgment, as Allah will tell in this ayat. So this way Allah said, waman azlamu, woman, and the person who, azlamu, who is more unjust, who is more oppressor, mimman, than the person who, mana, who stops, who prevents masajid Allah, who prevents the people from the masjid of Allah, from the mosque of Allah, an yazkura fi hasmuhu, An yazkura, where is mentioned, where the zikr is done, fi hasmuhu, with the name of Allah, where the zikr of Allah is done. So the masjid is the place where zikr of Allah is done, and zikr of Allah means the zikr, the prayer, the salah, the khutbah, the tasbih, the reciting of Holy Quran, and advice to the people, and nasheed, and some praising of Allah and Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and all the good things like learning of Islam, learning by the big people or small children also. So these type of activities will be stopped if the person is doing this type of activity. If the person is stopping the people not to come in mosque, lock the mosque, or create the situation where the environment like hateful for the Muslims not to come there. So these type of things are the person who is doing that one. So that person is the more unjust, more oppressor. So who stop this? Allah said. So these are the things which Allah is telling us about that. An yazkura fi hasmuhu. So the name of Allah is and that is mentioned in the mosque. So is that one he said Allah said that wasa'a. So first of all, the person tries not try to stop the name of Allah, which is recited there in the form of salah, khutbah, prayer, education, all these things. The whole Islamic Sharia is uh, the whole picture of Islamic Sharia, because that is the main thing that is delivered to the people, the full guidance from the scholars, from the Imam, from different peoples. So this way, Allah said, if a person who is stopping that one, that is the biggest sinful activity, the person who is doing this. And then the other activity what the person do, wasa'a mean, and he strives, fi kharabiha, and he strives for the destruction of the mosque. So destruction mean like he try to, destruction is like to be harmful for the mosque building also. If a person who is trying to make a problem for the building of the mosque, or the other thing is kharabiha, is other meaning is that, so the produce, like he strive mean tries, and to create the situation, hateful situation, so that the people, they are away from the mosque, so mosque become empty, no people come there, and or the few people come and produce the sects, like some people produce the sectarian preaching, so that makes people away from, and them away from the mosque also. So that is the other problem. So this type of thing, so the situation which is created in the masjid, so to stop the people not to come more in masjid, so it means that person is doing the activity which is the biggest sinful. Allah said, ulaika, those, ma kana lahum, so it was not suitable for them, an yadkhuluha, but they have, it was good for them, an yadkhuluha, that they have to enter in the mosque there, illa, but khaifin, but having the fear of Allah. So it was good for them when they were to come in the masjid. So they were to come with respect and regards, and with having the fear of Allah. But they came to produce the hatred. They came to produce the environment which makes the people away from the masjid. They make the situation to stop the people from the masjid. So these type of thin sinful activities, if the person is doing, so Allah said, ulaika ma kana lahum an yadkhuluha illa khaifin. So those people, so ma kana lahum, it was not suitable for them, but it an yadkhuluha, but it was good for them to enter illa khaifin, but with the having the fear of Allah. So Allah said, but they never came like that way. So this way Allah said, lahum, for them, Fid dunya, in this world, khizyun is disgrace or disrespect in this world, and walahum fil akhirati, and in the last day azabun azim, they will have the great punishment. So that is their other reward. So if you look this ayat, because the in the Masjid al-Aqsa, uh, when Romans they attacked and they killed Bani Israel, and they killed the man and the other woman and their children. They they arrested, and then they took with them and the books, their books, Torah, the whole books, too many books were burned in the Masjid al-Aqsa. And those people, they put filthy things in the Masjid al-Aqsa, and they slaughtered the pigs in the Masjid al-Aqsa, and they have done a lot of bad things there. So this way the Masjid al-Aqsa was so much empty from the people. No one was going there, so it was empty from the people. Then those people, they got disgrace in the world when, and the Umar bin Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he attacked and he occupied the Bayt al-Muqaddas Masjid al-Aqsa and the Syria that came to the Muslims also, and those Christians, they were killed or they were arrested, and they got disgracement in this world, and then they will have to face the biggest punishment at the day of judgment. So the other thing what we got from here, that the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was trying to go to perform Umrah, and he started his journey when he was near the Hudaybiyah. Hudaybiyah is the place. So when he was there, he was stopped by the Quraysh of Makkah, and he heard that if he is to go to perform Umrah, and there will be possibility of fighting there, but he was going to by peaceful journey just to perform Umrah. But those people, they said, is not, we are not in a position to allow you there. So this is the other thing, because they stopped the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Allah said in this ayat that waman azlamu mimman mana'a masajid Allah, and who is the most oppressor than that person, mimman mana'a masajid Allah, who stopped the people from the masjid of Allah, from the mosque of Allah, an yazkura fi asmuhu, in the mosque where Allah's name is recited, and in the form of prayer, salah and tasbih and all these, and wasa fi kharabiha, and strives to make destruction and problems for the Muslims. So this way this ayat revealed that time, and then Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he agreed with them, and we, in that agreement is called Sulh Hudaybiyah. And then after some years, then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with the grace of Allah, he was successful, have the victory of Makkah, and all the kuffar and who accepted Islam, they were allowed to stay there, and Holy Prophet ﷺ forgave all of those, and some of the kuffars who never accepted Islam, they were thrown away from Makkah. So this was disgrace what they got. And at the day of judgment, those kuffar, they will face the biggest torment. But the people who became Muslims and Prophet ﷺ, Allah is merciful for them. So this is mentioning in this one, and so Allah said about that. So, but what is the implementation of this ayat now? You can see, because now is the situation where in different mosques people are having big problem because of sect. In the mosques there is the preaching of the sect, not preaching of real Islam. So even the mosques, and there are some mosques are, one mosque is like regarding with the one sect, other is the mosque of other sect, other is mosque of other sect. So there is a big problem. In between there is clashes. So one sect, even in a position that one sect, they declare the other one as a kuffar. So this is other thing which is happening now. It is very bad thing, and that is a creation of the hatred. So people are not coming together, they are becoming away from each other. So that is a bad thing. Even there is, if a one person from one sect is goes to the mosque of the other sect, so those people, they are just to look the activity of that person and how the person is performing salah, and then they can say those things to the person become hateful and not to go in the mosque. So mostly the children we have seen, and when they go to the masjid and they look at the situation, what is happening there, and then they are not to go again. They say we are not to go there. So that is a problem. So this is the thing, hateful situation if created among the Muslims. So the Muslims are not to go into the mosque. This is a other biggest sinful activity, and the person who is doing these type of activity, they will have to face disgrace in this world and the greatest punishment in the last day. So we have to look, even in the mosque you can see the children, the education of the children is not good there. They only learn the Holy Quran in Arabic. They don't know what is the meaning of Holy Quran, what is the meaning of different ayat, and what Allah wants, well, what Allah expect from them, just with their iman and with their deeds. So they don't know. When I came to the mosque in London, and one mosque, and when I was there, they made me like the head of the education, and I said, I went to the I went the first day, and they said there is a celebration. One person, one student, he finished Holy Quran, and now is that celebration, you have to attend that one. So I went there. I asked the boy, I said, how are you? He said, I'm fine. I said, how did you find in Holy Quran how it was? He said me, I even remember now, he said, I came as a blind and I am going as a blind. So this was the situation what he said. So then I was shocked to know this one. Then from that time, because that was the first day in the masjid, then I requested the committee members that I want to create a situation here that the students who will finish Holy Quran, they have to restart again. They have to learn the meaning, understanding, and tafsir and everything. So they must know what is the order of Allah, command of Allah, what Allah wants from them to do, and what type of iman, how they have to, they have to make their iman more sound with the teachings of the Holy Quran, and how to make their deeds more sound and good, and with the help of Holy Quran. So they must know the meaning, understanding, and all these. So there is need to teach the students in the masjid. They must learn akhlaq. They must learn how to behave, how to treat with the parents, brothers, sisters, teachers, and neighbors, and how to be like in the house, in school, in outside, how to behave with the non-Muslims, and they must know each everything. So there is the need of that one. So in the mosque, the other problem is that one, the teachers, they are only those one who knows only Islam, but they don't know the school, or they have no worldly education. So education, because the Holy Prophet ﷺ said like the education is like two types, like the ilmul adyan and ilmul abdan. So Holy Prophet ﷺ, which hadith we get from there, and that is in that hadith comes like ilmul abdan and ilmul adyan. So it means the knowledge of the deen and knowledge of the physical knowledge, like physical sciences. So a person who is the best scholar of Islam, so he must have the both knowledge. Then he may be called the best scholar of Islam, because ilmul adyan plus ilmul abdan. So it means the knowledge of the deen plus physical sciences knowledge. That makes a person complete Islamic scholar. And then if a person is just to deliver the knowledge, and then that person is very good to make a student like more good student and produce a young generation that have the knowledge of Islam and implementation of that one on every activity of the body, so to make the iman strong and to have the deeds fully according to the Quran and Sunnah. So we have to produce this type of environment in the masjid. And also the people who are to produce sect are in the mosque, and they are just to preach about the sect. They produce the hate among the Muslims. Then those must be away. They must try to bring the Muslims all together. If they want, if they see if there is something which is need if a, some activity or some type of deed or some type of something in the belief or faith in any Muslim which they feel is not good, so how to tell that, how to make it correction. So this is the method, is the respectful way, nice way. We have to treat the person and not to be harsh. And some people become harsh, and then is a big problem, then even killing start also. So this is the problem which we are facing there. So we have to produce the environment lovable, attractive, and we have to bring all the Muslims together. So if you feel, if a person who feel we are at right track, then they can invite other people also. So all people come and they have to tell everything nice way. If the other people who are disagree, they will ask question, and then to satisfy them with their answer from the evidence of Holy Quran and Sunnah. So that is the best thing, to bring them at one platform and to be united and to be a one Muslim brotherhood. And innamal muslimuna ikhwatun. So that is the main thing. So this way the mosque are the biggest platform to bring the Muslim onehood, brotherhood. And if we are the people good, and I request the committee members, and they must be good Muslim, they learn Islam, because mostly the committee members, they don't know Islam, they have nothing. How is possible for them to appoint imam? Because if for example, if you have a business, so automatically if you have business, you have to appoint other person, because you know the business, you know this person who is coming as your marketing manager. And you, when you have appointment interview, you ask many questions. If that person satisfy you, then you appoint that person. But when you are as a committee member, you want to appoint a imam, you don't know about Islam, how is possible for you to appoint imam? So it means then, at the day of judgment, Allah will ask you that you have appointed the person at the seat of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and what was the criteria about that you adopted to appoint that person? Show me, tell me about that. So all of the committee members will have to ask, will have to answer Allah at the day of judgment, because that is not a simple thing. So that is very important thing. This way, according to my mind, if those people who are the imams, and if they are appointed right way, the muttaqi, taqwa, nice people, and I think there is the oneness and good thinking, thoughts, nice attraction, love towards masjid. People they like to go. People they bring the children, the friends. Then they have to come there, and mosque maybe there is no place for the people to, and then they have to find some other place to build other mosques. There was the chance. So this was the thing we were just to be. And this way I request all of the Muslims, we have to respect mosque. And even the Muslims brothers, and if they are sitting in homes, not going into the mosque to pray, so understand that you are away from the mosque. It means you are making the mosque like you are not giving the respect to regard to the mosque according to this ayat. So this way we have to be in the masjid 5 times a day, and we request the imams and all those peoples who are advisor in mosque or deliver lecture and guidance for the people, and those people, they are the really assets of Islam. And actually those people, they al virasatul anbiya, so they are not a simple people. They must be treated with respect and regards. And the imams and other people, they have to respect the people and say something very nice way, not to scream, not to make shouting so easy way, so that the people can understand and they have to come again and again. Because last time one small child, when he was in the mosque, he came back in home, he said his mom, and when I will not go again to the masjid because the imam was screaming so much and he was very angry, and I think next time he will hit me. Because the imam was shouting because of he was telling something to the people as a guidance, and during that tune was so much high that the children, they understood that imam will fight after that to them. So this way is the tune must be soft, nice, so that the attraction to the people is important. So I request that is the need of the time, and under the guidance of this ayat, we have to apply it completely in our mosque to make it more attractive, more lovable among the Muslims, to bring in masjid so that they love to come there. Allah will give us reward of this in this world and the day hereafter, inshallah.